unless you just came back from the mass. If you have been in this world, you would have known by now that the leading presidential candidate or leading presidential aspirant in Nigeria, Mr. Peter Obi, has finally dumped the People's Democratic Party as the platform to achieve his presidential ambition. Many of us saw it coming, others did not. I was among those who thought that Mr. Peter Obi should tarry a while until after the PDP primaries. But Mr. Peter Obi is in a vintage position to see things that some of us who are far off could not have seen or perceived. But we are not totally surprised that Mr. Peter Obi had to abandon the decadent People's Democratic Party and move on. And he's moving with millions of Nigerians. If you watch how the thing is panning out right now, many Nigerians who had put their hope on Peter Obi, on PDP, was basically because they saw an opportunity in Peter Obi to use him to rebrand the PDP. But PDP appears irredeemable. It seems that it's yet to win itself of its ugly and decadent past. Mr. Obi himself made it abundantly clear there is too much corruption in the process. There is too much decadence in the party. The monetization of the electoral process in the party, the sharing of dollars to delegates, the sharing of dollars by politicians. He cannot take it anymore. Mr. Peter Obi had to move. And he's right. How could industrialists, importers of raw materials, producers, do not have access to dollars that could help them to import necessary inputs to drive the industrialization of the country, to drive the industrial processes? But politicians have millions of dollars stashed in their houses or wherever, and are sharing it to delegates to be elected presidential candidates. It's unheard of anywhere in the world. And he made one important point. It was on a radio station. And he made it clear. He said, if he becomes president, that one of the first things he will do would be to ensure that any government official who spends dollar in Nigeria goes to jail. Because that's the only way to defend the naira. You cannot be defending the naira and then be spending dollars. He took note of the fact that government officials, people who are in government, of course there are people who are in government, presently serving in government, who are spending dollars to become presidential candidates, to become some governors who want to be re-elected, spending dollars. So this is unheard of in any country that really want to move forward. And Mr. Peter Obi is against it. So he had to move. Since PDP epitomizes this type of political process, he has moved. And a lot of Nigerians are moving with him. How could a party that wants to replace APC show the same sign The same science that was the reason why it was kicked out of power in 2015. Indeed, a leopard can never change its spots. And now the party is going to die a natural death. PDP is set for burial. I'm sure that anybody they nominate now is already tainted by the walking away of Mr. Peter Obi. PDP has destroyed itself. It's not going anywhere. And it's not going to be the party that will bring the change that Nigerians need. It's not going to be the party that will win the next presidential election. They are jokers. You can take it to the bank. Now, people are looking at Mr. Peter Obi and they are expecting and watching and waiting for his next move. But before I dive into that, please, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscription button so that anytime we release a video of this type, you will be among the first to know. God bless you. All eyes is now on Mr. Peter Obi. What does he do next? As I said earlier, Mr. Peter Obi is the most preferred presidential candidate in Nigeria today. Opinion polls done by independent pollsters have shown that he is the most preferred presidential candidate in Nigeria today. I can assure you that there was a lot of disappointment in PDP circle when he walked away yesterday. Many of them are still in shock. They are needed to recover from the impact of his walking away. I know that in the next few days, when the result comes out of who emerges their presidential candidate, the PDP will try to paper over it, but the damage had been done. The damage has been done. Their presidential candidate emerged through a tainted process, through a corrupt process, that the best presidential material in Nigeria right now had to walk away. He couldn't even stand the stench coming out of that party. He walked away. Now, where is Mr. Peter Obi walking to? What is the next move? It's interesting that he made his position clear. If you read the letter he wrote to the national chairman of PDP, declaring his resignation from the party, he did say in the second to the last paragraph that both of them are working for the best of the country, but that the route to that mission may be different, maybe through different routes now. That was the clearest indication that Mr. Peter Obi is moving to another platform to actualize his dream for Nigeria. His dream for Nigeria is not a selfish dream. It's a dream to see a better Nigeria, a Nigeria in which the political leaders will not be spending dollars in their country, a Nigeria in which the naira will be defended, a Nigeria in which nobody is left behind, a Nigeria that is built on justice, fairness, and equity. That's what he wanted. And that is still what he wants to accomplish. So everybody's watching Mr. Peter Obi right now. But there's a picture of him that is trending. Perhaps I will use this as the thumbnail for this video I'm sharing with you right now. It's a picture of Mr. Peter Obi and the national leader of New Nigeria People's Party. who is also the former governor of Kano State, Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso. If you understand the politics of Nigeria, you know that Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso is a grassroots politician that has enormous following in the north. You can say that he has fanatical followers in the north. The only person that can rival him in terms of loyalty and mass followership in the north is probably President Muhammad Buhari. Now already there are pictures trending on social media, posters trending on social media of Peter Obi presidency and Kwankwaso as his vice president. Is one of the trending pictures online if you are following the social media. And it is one move that, if it becomes a reality, will change the dynamics of 2023 presidential election. It will shake the APC and the PDP if these two forces are to ally themselves and Kwankwaso buries his presidential ambition and subdue it and put it under Peter Obi. The impact will be enormous, because already the PDP candidate is tainted, as Elias said. Whoever they are bringing it out now, Nigerians know that the process that brought the person out is a process of corruption. It's a process of dollarization of Nigeria's political process. So that person cannot be trusted to be the Messiah that Nigerians are looking for, to be the person that will turn around the economy of Nigeria. So it is dead on arrival for PDP to think that any Nigerian who has sense will trust their presidential candidate, that he has anything to offer Nigeria, if not corruption and more corruption and mismanagement of resources. Even the PDP governors, incumbent governors, who are gallivanting from one place to another, sharing dollars, what have they achieved in their states? Many of them are owing workers' salary. Many of them, the students in their state could not even pay for WAEC and NECO. Some of them, they are owing pensioners for years, but they are sharing dollars to emerge presidential candidates. Who does that? Which country accepts that kind of rubbish? So PDP is dead already. It will be a competition between NNPP and the APC. So it is important that Nigerians keep their eyes open and watch what happens in the next few days. So whatever happens, anything that could be able to make it possible for Kwankwaso to bury his ambition to become president and instead chose to become vice president to Mr. Peter Obi is going to change the dynamics of 2023 presidential election. Because the Kwankwasia is an unprecedented mass movement in the country today. Combining it with the loyalty that Peter Obi enjoys from average Nigerians, then you have a combination of force that are going to shake the 2023 presidential election. You may not agree with me, or you may agree with me. Whatever may be your position, you can tell me about it at the comment box. But I can assure you that if these two forces are to combine together, they are going to make PDP irrelevant. It will be a two-horse race between NNPP and APC in 2023. You can take it to the bank. So the ball is now in the courts of Kwankwaso, of the Kwankwasia movement. Is he ready to bury his presidential ambition and put it under Mr. Peter Obi presidency as his vice president? If he agrees to do that, if Kwankwaso agrees to support Mr. Peter Obi to be president, then APC and PDP are in for a big surprise in 2023. I'm telling you what I know, what I have seen coming. If this were to happen, and there is a possibility of this happening, there is a possibility of a change coming to Nigeria through these two people. But let us keep our fingers crossed. Let Nigerians watch and see whether this can be a reality. Thank you very much. Before I go, please hit the subscription button if you have not yet subscribed to this to my channel, so that anytime I have a video of this type of analysis, you'll be among the first to know. Thank you and God bless you.